WeinerVision.
Oh, hey guys, I didn't see you there. Dave Weiner coming into you live from South Florida. Welcome to the second installment of Weiner's Quarantine Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make some rosemary chicken thighs as well as some delicious sweet and savory Brussels sprouts. We also have a special guest calling in today, Mihali Savoulidis from Twiddle. We're going to reminisce on some funny stories from around the world as well as ask him some questions about his favorite food. So come on inside and join me. So now that we are here in the kitchen, I'm going to walk you through the ingredients for today's dish. We have some bone-in, skin-on chicken thigh with some fresh rosemary. We're going to coat it with some olive oil, garlic powder, sea salt, onion powder, and black pepper. Super simple, super easy, and comes out absolutely incredibly delicious. For the Brussels sprouts, we're going to use the same spices but add on some balsamic vinegar and some soy sauce just to kind of brighten up the flavor a little bit. After washing your Brussels sprouts, you're going to want to cut this little back stem off and then cut it horizontally. So you're left with two individual pieces which look like this. Like that. What I like to do is just peel that first little outside layer off. You can save those for veggie stock as well as your stems, or you can save just the leaves and make Brussels sprout chips out of them, which is also incredibly delicious. So now that we have these all cut up, we're gonna go ahead and start to season it. I'm going to start with a little bit of olive oil, give it a liberal drizzle. Take some soy sauce, just a little bit. Some balsamic. That's gonna sweeten it up and give it a really delicious flavor. A little bit of garlic powder. A little bit of onion powder. Oh man, this is already smelling so good. A little bit of black pepper. And the tiniest bit of sea salt. Since you've already added soy sauce, that's gonna salt it up a little bit. Sea salt just to add some more texture and a little bit more bite. Now it is time to get this on your baking sheet. I like to do a small little layer of olive oil to keep it from sticking. And then just go ahead and pour it on out. Flatten it up a little bit, even surface area so it cooks evenly, and then place that off to the side. Now we're gonna work on the chicken. For the chicken, I like to start off with the rosemary. The easiest way to kind of peel fresh rosemary rather than picking off each individual one is to just hold from the top and pull backwards against the grain on the stem. And that way you get a nice separation. You're going to want to dice this up pretty fine and kind of set it to the side for finishing it off on top of the chicken. Cool, and there you have your rosemary. Set that off to the side. Next up, we're going to take some paper towel to pat the top of these chicken thighs dry. The drier the better, the crispier you will get the skin. You want that skin to be as dry as possible so it can get as crispy as possible. Because I mean, who does not like crispy chicken skin other than vegetarians and vegans? Which there's nothing wrong with. And on the next episode, we will be doing some vegetarian and vegan options, so make sure you tune in for that one. So now that these are patted dry, I'm going to top them with a little bit of olive oil. So once topped with olive oil, I'm going to take a glove, kind of make sure I get an even covering of olive oil on there, flipping them around. You can do this on your baking sheet, on a plate, in a bowl, ideally somewhere where you can get a basin of olive oil together. Now we're going to sprinkle it with some onion powder, being a little bit light with this, some garlic powder, some black pepper, and a little bit of sea salt. Sea salt come out pretty quick, so I like to put that part in my hand and sprinkle it on to get a nice even coating. And then we're going to finish it off with this rosemary. Pat it on in so it stays on there pretty good. Pour some olive oil onto this baking pan. And then go ahead and transfer these chicken thighs over there. Skin up. That way it's not going to stick to the pan and you can get a nice sear on the top of the chicken. Once on there, take the last of your rosemary and just kind of give it another little sprinkle.
Hey Dave, why is it important to wash your hands every time you handle raw chicken?
I mean, some people think that's pretty straightforward and obvious, but bacteria, chicken breeds bacteria, especially when sitting for a while. Anything you touch after you touch a chicken breast or chicken thigh, any raw meat is very susceptible to growing bacteria very quickly. Hygiene is very important in the kitchen, especially when handling raw meats. If you're using a cutting board for raw meat, you want to make sure that you cut your vegetables beforehand on there, or if you do have to cut the meat beforehand, give it a really good wash with soap and water, getting all of that juice off of there. Salmonella is real. It is not fun. Being somebody who experiments in the kitchen a lot, I have definitely cooked for myself and been like, it'll be all right. It is not all right. You will know if you have eaten undercooked chicken. Meat, lamb, pork, you've got kind of a little grace period where you can go from raw to overcooked, well done. In my opinion, that's overcooked, but it's all about personal preference. But chicken, you want to make sure you get to an internal temperature of at least 165. So now I am going to chop its onion into quarters. And I just like to put this on the pan just so it kind of, you have some more variety on your plate when everything's done being cooked. You can give that a light sprinkle with some salt and a little bit of olive oil. No need to put onion powder on onions, but a little bit of black pepper never hurts. Since this comes out kind of quick, just give it a little drizzle. And you are ready to go into the oven. So you're going to want to preheat your oven to 400 degrees, and then you're going to go ahead and get your Brussels sprouts on the lower shelf, and then your chicken up on the top. Set a timer for about 25 minutes, check the temp, and then go ahead, and if it needs some cooking longer than that, we're going to put it in for longer. What's up, Mihali?
Hey, buddy.
How are you? Good.
I'm good. I'm chilling out here. It's a little rainy-ish, but you look like you're in very nice.
Yeah, it's pretty down here in South Florida. I can't complain. Cannot complain. How's the family?
Very good, man. Very good. Running about.
Yeah.
Patty doesn't care about the like gray, gloomy days. She's still out in the mud having fun.
Making potions with the mud?
That's right. She loves potions.
Who's been doing most of the cooking while you guys have been home?
It's been me, dude. I love cooking, so I've been doing a lot of it. Cal cooks sometimes, but I'm like kind of I think a little bit of a bully about it. Like I like doing the cooking, so like I'm cooking. I'm like, I got it.
Yeah.
But man, I just like want to do it. I think other than like music, that's something I like doing like a lot. Yeah.
For sure. I saw you made that fire pit. Are you big on barbecue?
Yeah, I like cooking meats and trying different ways to cook the meats.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was sort of spur of the moment because I didn't have any charcoal.
Okay.
So I had wood, but no charcoal. Didn't feel like going to the store. So that's what came of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Worked so well, though. Really did.
Dude, there's something to be said about like wood fire meat as opposed to just like charcoal meat.
Yeah, I dug a nice pit, so the fire was like in the ground. It worked.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, no, I remember at Tumbledown last year, you guys like ran to the store and got like $200 worth of meat and like tomahawk steaks. We're like, can you cook this? You look like a kid, like a child, like running up to me like
pictures of me with the tomahawks.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were so good.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were.
Too bad we didn't do that this year.
I know, dude. I'm bummed, but
you were gonna come do it again, weren't you?
I was.
That would've been great. Yeah.
I think you guys were gonna. I worked out a deal where flight and hotels for cooking, which is fine by me. I'll take a trip to Vermont anytime.
Yeah, I mean, I like to eat your food, so that's a win-win.
Now you don't have to worry about it getting you super stoned anymore. So
It's always a worry.
yeah, yep. No more infused foods from Davey. Dude, and that's what's like the truth about Vermont too is like you really have to rely on cooking a lot of your own food. It's not like there's a wide variety of takeout anywhere.
I have zero takeout. There's not a single, there's not a single thing that delivers. There's takeout, I guess, but it's not really like the same. There's a decent Chinese spot, and some of the restaurants do takeout, but yeah, it's pretty limited. In Burlington, there's more.
Yeah.
Like where I live. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's one thing that I mean, I was up there for 5 years, so I was like, dude, and this was a 30-minute trip each way to the grocery store. So, like, I would buddy up with the Vermont Butcher Shop. And
you always have that stuff.
Dude, it was, that Vermont Wagyu out of Springfield, so good. But yeah, I had a freezer full of meat. It was amazing, and now that I'm down here, it's, like, hard to find good quality.
Yeah.
There's grocery stores everywhere, but it's not like farmland, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I hit the Shelburne Meat Market yesterday. Got a bunch of stuff.
Nice.
Corinne graduated. Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, man. It was great.
Did you guys have a little graduation party?
Yeah, we had a little hang, cooked some meats. It was good.
Nice.
It was nice to see some people. We kept it, regulated.
As regulated as we could.
Yeah.
Remember last year at their house when we had that meat cook-off between me and Mikey? I demand a re-challenge. He totally beat me in that.
Dude, he brought it up yesterday.
Yeah.
He was like, remember that time? He's proud of that. It's a good stat. We'll get a rematch going though, for sure.
Yeah. Good. I mean, no, Mikey's a phenomenal chef. So I definitely concede to that round, but next one, look out, Mikey, I'm coming for you.
You weren't in your greatest mindset anyway.
No, I was not.
Yeah.
I mean, you're always on the road too. So like, what is your first go-to meal? One, when you get like a second to be free from like setup and breakdown, and two, like when you're around a variety of food at your fingertips.
Oh, I don't know, man. We eat everything, and a lot of times what we do is eat like the whatever's like popular stuff from like Kansas City or Prussian barbecue. When we go to San Francisco, we get a lot of sushi there. There's the bigger cities are great because you can get just about anything to the venue, and then as you get to more like smaller spots, you always just go by the recommendations of the locals.
Yeah.
Like whatever's popular, trying to think like so much regional stuff. Like Buffalo has that roast beef sandwich thing, other than the wings. There's like all kinds of stuff. But we're big foodies. Herm, our light guy, really likes food, so he always like seeks out the really like the best eats that's possible near us. We don't have a ton of time to like actually go get food, which also kind of sucks because like to actually sit and eat a full dinner can be difficult. So a lot of times we're getting like really good food from like dope restaurants, but we're eating it in to-go boxes and it's not like right to the table, so it's not the same.
Yeah, no, totally. It's like if you ever go to a really good sushi spot, they say that the sushi tastes different if you sit at the sushi bar versus sitting at the table, because like temperatures and food have a lot to do with the flavor.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Ryan, you know, like has an In-N-Out burger like radar. So like whenever we get close enough to the West Coast and we're like within 200 miles of one, he like starts waking up and like, you know, his like In-N-Out radar starts going off and he starts looking it up and trying to like reroute the driver towards it.
I need to stop at this particular Walmart. Yeah, that's funny. I kind of have like a really good Chinese food restaurant radar like that, so I know exactly how it goes.
Yeah.
What's your favorite venue to eat at? Like, who's got the best catering venue-wise?
Ooh, that's a good question. Capitol Theater always does really good food. It's always solid there. Higher Ground usually has really good catering too, up in Burlington. 930 Club does their bands right. Like you walk in for load-in and they're like cooking you like flatbread pizzas like for like load-in. So like, and you know they've got the dope cupcakes upstairs. So that's like a cool aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say Cat probably.
Okay.
I've had, you know.
I mean, you guys are a little bit bigger to play like Brooklyn Bowl in actual Brooklyn, but their catering.
Oh,
is
their
some of my
fried
favorites.
chicken and stuff. The catfish there I used to get all the time.
Yeah.
That stuff's good. And the one in Vegas is good too. I mean, they got the recipe, so.
Yeah.
That's like something I look forward to. Like if we're gonna play a Brooklyn Bowl, getting that shit.
Yeah. Dude, do you remember when we were in Costa Rica and I came to your condo to be like, yo, you're supposed to be on stage with Organically Good Trio right now.
Oh, dude, that was.
And like there was like a miscommunication between like the festival and you were like, I thought that was tomorrow. And I was like, no, it's right now. You want to ride?
That was quite a ride, dude. We took my guitar. Well, the case was too heavy. Did you even have a license? Like a car license?
No, I didn't.
I was like, why? How are you here to give me a ride? And I look out and you have a little moped. And I'm like looking at my big guitar case. We took the guitar out. I snuck it in to like I held it as tight as I could while I gripped you on the back of that moped. Scariest ride. How far was that? It felt like 20 minutes, but it was probably like 2.
It was, yeah, I think it was like tops 5 minutes.
I just remember thinking like, wait, Weiner's driving me right now, like on a moped? Like it's not your ideal situation. And plus, we were like, you know, it was jungle jams. It was wild times.
Yeah. Yeah. I probably was not on the most sleep that I should have been to been operating a motor
I'll be
vehicle.
honest, got me there safe and sound. Guitar wasn't broken. The strings were way out of tune and stuff, and I didn't have a tuner. That sucks too. That was like the next battle of the day.
That's funny. Well, I mean, with all the humidity down there, it kind of makes sense.
Those are fun though, man. I enjoyed playing that set.
Yeah.
But
Dude,
if Ernest Wrangling, that was fun.
and the stage was gorgeous. It was right on the beach in Jaco, Costa Rica.
Yeah, that was awesome. I think I might have even worn shorts.
Oh, that's right. You're always in pantalones.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a shorts guy usually.
You gotta hide those tender calves.
Can't be out, you know.
Do you remember the pizza shop down there?
Yeah, I love that pizza, dude. You're boys with those guys, right?
Yeah, that's my buddies. Joe, Kevin, a new friend came on. And yeah, they just moved to a bigger location, but they smoke all their meats in-house. They have like a prime rib dinner on Thursdays. That place is probably my favorite pizza in the world.
That.
Well, that's been new since you were down
I
there.
love the pizza. And I'm a pretty big pizza snob, and I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, you grew up in New Jersey, and I grew up right above New York City, so like pizza and bagels Dude, the pizza down here in Florida, I have not found any good ones. Although Zach was telling me about a place.
Manhattan Joe's. Bro.
Manhattan Joe's Pizza that I gotta try.
They get their shit shipped in from Brooklyn, apparently.
They got a name.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. But yeah, I gotta get back to the kitchen. I love you, Meebs. Thank you for taking the time to tune in, and I'll make sure to carrier pigeon a serving up to you of this fine meal that I'm cooking.
Please do. I'll be waiting patiently.
All right. Tell the family I said hello, and I'll catch you later, brother.
I will, man. Thank you. Peace, dude.
Peace. So ideally, having a kitchen thermometer handy is the best thing possible if you want your meats and poultry to come out at the perfect moisture level. 165 is the minimum temperature you want chicken to be at, so that way you don't get sick. So I'm gonna go ahead and check the temperature on this chicken. Cool, it is just good to go. A nice way too to get the skin extra crispy is to put it on broil for a second and to let it go, leaving the oven cracked so those elements kind of fire up. I like to sit here and watch it. Mom said don't stand too close to the microwave, but she said never said don't stick your nose in the oven. Oh, it smells so good. So now that those have been on broil for about 1 to 2 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out. Cool, so let them rest for about 5 to 7 minutes, and then we will start to plate them on up. When cooking stuff with the bone in, you're gonna wanna put your thermometer as close to the bone as possible because that is where you get the proper temp. So now that everything's done, it's time to plate this on up. Start with a little base of some Brussels sprouts. That over there. Take one of these chicken thighs and then finish with an onion. And there you have it. Brussels sprouts came out perfect. The cool thing about this dish is that the timing is exactly the same. So you put your chicken and your Brussels sprouts in the oven at the same time and pull them out at the same time. Today I cooked at 400 degrees for about 25 minutes. Like I said, you want to make sure that chicken gets to an internal temperature of at least 165. And if you do like a crispier skin, you can turn the oven onto broil at about 23 minutes and let it finish off for the last 2 to 3 minutes with that broil. And you'll see the skin kind of bubbling up and that reaction called the Maillard reaction happening, which is when the amino acids and sugars start to go through the chemical process, which creates that browning flavor, which is what happens with steaks, as well as like when you're making caramel, that distinct, delicious flavor. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope that you can cook this at home, and I hope everybody's staying safe and sane out there, and tune in next time for the next episode. Let's do that again. Let's do a different ending somewhere else. Do we want to do it right here?
Yeah, I think we should just do it right.
Washing out the sun, let the confusion wonder where it started from another time and space, another lights up the place. Oh, when your legs are feeling heavy and now your brain feels slow. Everything is moving fast and you've lost your flow. You're steady living in the past 'cause it's all you know. The kind of loving that you crave when you feel alone. To change your path to a brand new grave.